The drama set was loud, crowded with lights, cameras, and endless retakes. Yet somehow, every time their eyes met, the world fell silent. They argued in scenes, fought as lovers, and gazed at each other like centuries of fate had been rewritten. When the director yelled cut, the tension lingered. Crew members whispered, "Their chemistry is too real." Between takes, Xu Kai would hand her water, teasing, "You always forget to drink." She'd roll her eyes, pretending not to blush. "You always forget you're not my manager." But she'd still drink it. Every single time. At night, Bai Lu would scroll through her script, trying to memorize lines. Yet, the only thing echoing in her mind was his laughter. Somewhere deep down, she knew this is dangerous. Because sometimes acting love is easier than living without it. It started with small things. A shared umbrella when rain interrupted filming. A quiet dinner after a long shoot. A stolen photo on a phone no one was supposed to see. Xu Kai wasn't one for many words, but his silence spoke volumes. He noticed every detail, how Bai Lu's fingers trembled when she was nervous, how she bit her lip when hiding a smile. She, in return, noticed how he softened only when talking to her. Rumors began swirling. Fans noticed how natural they looked together, how their banter off-screen mirrored their drama. They must be dating, social media whispered. The studio denied it, and so did they. But sometimes the heart doesn't know how to lie. One night, after a long day of shooting, they sat under a dim studio light. The sky was dark, the air smelled of rain. "Do you ever think about what happens after this drama?" Bai Lu asked quietly. Xu Kai looked at her, really looked. "If the story ends, we still have real life, don't we?" It wasn't a confession, but it felt like one. And she smiled because in that moment she believed him. When the Legends aired, everything changed. It was a massive success. Millions watched their on-screen romance. Millions more believed it was real. Their faces filled billboards, magazines, fan edits, and hearts all over Asia. But fame is a double-edged sword. What once felt private became public property. Every smile was dissected, every gesture magnified. Fans shipped them relentlessly. Tabloids created stories out of shadows. Bai Lu's manager warned her, "Don't get too close. It'll ruin your career if people believe it's real." Xu Kai's agency said the same. "Stay professional. Rumors can destroy an image." So they smiled less during interviews. They stopped taking selfies together. When fans shouted their names together, they'd wave separately. But late at night, when the city slept, Bai Lu would open her phone and scroll through old photos, blurry selfies, half-hidden smiles, the one picture where Xu Kai's hand brushed against hers. She'd whisper to herself, "Maybe we were never meant to be public. Maybe we were just meant to be real." Xu Kai once said, "Some love stories can't survive the light. They bloom only in the dark." She didn't understand it then. Now she did. After the Legends, both of them took new projects. Bai Lu in Arsenal Military Academy, Xu Kai in Falling Into Your Smile. They were busier than ever, and yet both felt emptier than before. They still texted sometimes. Short messages. "Good luck with your shoot. Take care of your health." But the warmth was fading, like embers turning to ash. During award shows, they crossed paths, always polite, always smiling for the cameras. Their eyes met, and for a heartbeat, time stopped again. But they were no longer free to say what they felt. Bai Lu once wrote in her diary, "I don't know if he still remembers the rain, the laughter, the quiet nights on set. But I do. Every time the camera rolls, I still search for that version of him, the one who wasn't acting." Xu Kai, in an interview months later, was asked about her. "She's talented," he said softly. "Working with her was unforgettable." He smiled, but his eyes betrayed something heavier, nostalgia wrapped in restraint. Fate, it seemed, had written them in the same chapter but on different pages. Years passed. Their career soared. Bai Lu became one of the most beloved actresses in China, her name synonymous with strength and grace. Xu Kai remained a top actor, charming audiences with every role. But fame couldn't erase memory. Whenever she filmed a romantic scene, Bai Lu found herself remembering him, the way he used to look at her when the cameras weren't rolling. Xu Kai, too, sometimes lingered too long during similar scenes, wondering if anyone could ever match the unspoken rhythm they once shared. One evening, while filming separate projects in different cities, both posted on Weibo within minutes of each other. Bai Lu wrote, "Some people appear like spring. You don't realize how much you need them until they're gone." Xu Kai posted, "Some stories never end. They just change their form." Fans noticed. The internet exploded. Coincidence? Maybe. Destiny? Possibly. Behind the screens, they didn't message. They didn't need to. Some hearts, once connected, don't require words. Years later, during an anniversary celebration for the legends, both were invited. When Bai Lu entered the hall, her white dress shimmered under the lights. Xu Kai turned. For a second, the noise of the room vanished. He walked toward her. "You look the same," he said, almost laughing. "So do you," she replied. It was awkward, warm, painful, all at once. They sat side by side during the interview. The host teased, "Everyone still says you two have the best chemistry. Do you agree?" Bai Lu looked at Xu Kai. Their eyes met, and in that glance lived every unsent message, every late-night thought, every what if. She smiled. Some chemistry never fades. He nodded softly. Some legends never end. When the cameras stopped, they walked outside. The night air was cool, the city glowing beneath them. "Do you ever think about the old days?" she asked. "Every time I see you," he answered. Silence fell. They both knew the truth. They were different people now, shaped by time and fame. But their story, however quiet, still lived in the spaces between memories. Bai Lu took a deep breath, her eyes soft. "Maybe in another life, we could have been more than a story." Xu Kai smiled gently. "Or maybe this is the only way we could be one." They parted ways under the streetlight. No promises, no tears. Just two people who once shared a heartbeat, walking back into separate worlds, grateful for the chapter they'd written together. In the world of dramas, love stories are scripted. In life, they are lived, messy, fragile, and achingly real. Bai Lu and Xu Kai's legend wasn't about happy endings. It was about connection, the kind that doesn't fade, even when people do. They may never confirm what truly happened, but maybe that's the magic. Because in every fan's heart, somewhere between fiction and truth, Bai Lu and Xu Kai are still standing beneath that rain, smiling like the world finally made sense. And that is the legend of their hearts.